Hey, what's up guys? Bipolar Dude here. About a week ago, I made a video called 6 Things I Hate About Mania, and this one is going to be the opposite. This video is called 6 Things I Love About Mania. Because mania is one of those things about mental illness that is one of those rare things that's kind of just as awesome as it is awful. And there's not many things in mental illness that are like that. Like, I don't think I'm going to be making a 6 Things I Love About Depression video. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, I could. There's maybe a couple of upsides to sitting in your room all day, every day, and not doing anything with anyone and thinking about killing yourself. But definitely not many. 6 things I love about mania. First thing I love about being manic is I'm not depressed. Most of the time, being bipolar, a lot of people think it's like constant fluctuation of just like super highs and, super lows that like it's just in the same day or one right after the other. Most bipolar cases are not like that, and definitely not for me. I usually have most of my time being depressed, and maybe a month, 2 months out of the year where I go manic. I just go out there and, it's on my super high. So, yeah, most of the time I'm dealing with being depressed, and that totally blows. Most of the time I'm like, I don't want to do anything, and I feel, suicidal, or, sometimes, or a lot of that time, I feel suicidal. And, it's a downer. It sucks, and you don't do a whole lot when you're like that, and it's a very shitty feeling. So to be manic and not be experiencing depression, that's a huge upside to being manic. So I'm not depressed, and usually when I am manic, I always have that thought, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't kill myself, because because I'm not depressed and I'm having such a good time. Number 2 thing I love about being manic is I'm not gaining weight, or if I'm at a really good weight, because there was a time when I was looking really good, probably like 1920-ish era. I was looking solid, but then I started gaining a little bit of weight, and when I was solid in my 1920s, I just stayed the same weight, maybe even got a little more muscle, but now that I've gained weight, I tend to lose weight just because I'm moving around a lot, and I'm hanging out. I'm not eating as much because I'm not really thinking about it. I'm not sleeping as much, and so it's just a lot of burning calories, and yeah, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good about myself. It's nice. It's nice to effortlessly look better. Number 3. This is kind of along the same wavelength as not being depressed, but more specifically, things are enjoyable again. Okay, like a lot of times, when I'm depressed, or even sometimes when it's not so bad, it's still very hard for me to enjoy things like music, and I'll probably go into a whole video on itself on, how it's hard for me to listen to music. But other than that, like, I enjoy playing guitar again. I enjoy reading books about things that I like again. I enjoy writing. I mean, and I enjoy movies with people, and I enjoy a lot of things, and it's like everything not only is enjoyable, but it's really enjoyable. Like, my brain connects all these different things that have to do with whatever specific thing I'm doing, and my brain just loves it. It just goes haywire. It's like, yo, I'm figuring out everything and I'm learning so much and I'm doing so many cool things, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm always having the best time doing it with compared to everyone else that's around me. Fourth thing that I love about being manic is I'm super creative. I'm super creative when I'm manic. Like I write songs. Yeah, like I said, I'll write poetry or even start like writing a novel. Never usually finish it because the manic episode just doesn't last as long as it takes to write a novel. But I usually start writing one. I have so many ideas about like things that I'm not even have any clue about. Like I'm like thinking like, ooh, this would be a great movie idea or this. And when I'm talking to people, I'm like witty, off the cuff like jokes that are great, and like people like laugh, and it's awesome. And um and it almost feels like I'm solving all the mysteries of the universe when I'm manic and how creative I get. And a lot of it, can still sustain after the manic episode. Some of it's way out there, but some of it, like, I can read or look at after the manic episode and be like, that's still pretty cool. That's still pretty relevant. There was some truth in that. And, you know, I just don't flow effortlessly out of my creative side when I'm not manic. It takes a lot to get stuff out of me when I'm not manic. Number 5 is I have confidence. When I'm manic, I have the confidence of the best looking guy of all time and the richest guy, the best like I have the confidence of a god to put it less lightly. Like I will go up to any girl I find attractive, start up a conversation, talk to them, and ask them for their number, ask to go on a date. Usually, I mean, not all the time, but there are some dates that I get. And, that's the thing is like, when you have confidence, you feel great, because confidence is so important in life, and I wish I had it when I wasn't manic. But that's the whole thing is like when you're confident, nothing brings you down, because confidence is just loving yourself. And if like you love yourself, nothing else matters, because something bad could happen, but you still have you, and you're like, dude, at least I'm fucking awesome me. And like that's the thing is, and so anything can go wrong, and really nothing has gone wrong, and you always bring yourself back up. And that's why Mania keeps going, in my opinion, is how much confidence you have, or for whatever reason that you get it. But so, and that's why when you're depressed, that's why even a great thing can happen and it still sucks, because you don't love yourself, and no matter what, you still have to deal with the fact that you're you. So the difference between being happy and being miserable is self-love and loving your, and confidence and all that. So when I'm manic, I have skyrocketed confidence, and I'll go up to random people and that I don't even know and just go along with whatever they're doing. I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they're like, either they're nerds. I get along with everybody. Like when I'm manic, either they're nerds, they're playing like magic cards, and I get in there and I play some of that and I have a great time. Or I go up to people playing pool and I have a great time. There's sometimes I even make bets on things. Like I'll be like, I'll put in $20. If you put in $20, winner gets the whole thing. Playing pool, and I did, and I won, and I'll win, and like it'll be awesome, just because I'm just so on that high, like that confidence is so key. But yeah, no, I'm a social butterfly on all levels. Like I go to a party and be the life of it, and that's all due to confidence while I'm manic. The last thing I love about being manic, number 6, is I actually feel like I'm living. Okay, so in my video about things I hate while I'm manic was risky behaviors and things like that, because of like the aftermath of those and how bad that sucks to deal with. But a lot of those risky behaviors and, you know, things and that I do, and, you know, even non-risky behaviors, like, you know, some scenarios that I said while I was talking about confidence, but those risky behaviors as well as that, like, those make me feel like I'm actually alive. Like I actually have stories. Like I actually did something with my life in a way. Like, you know, I'm actually living. Whereas a lot of the times I'm not really hanging out with a whole bunch of people, pretty isolated, you know, trying to figure out my life, I guess, you know, playing video games, whatever. But there's not really as many crazy stories I have, you know, like the ones that I have when I'm manic. Like, when I'm depressed, there's no story there. It's like, oh yeah, you want to hear about how I slept in my room for 3 months? That's the story. So it's like, that's not a story. And when I'm manic, after every manic episode, the whole time is like all these stories of things that I did that are interesting and crazy and wild. And, you know, there are repercussions for that, but at the time and even afterwards, like after I have my manic episode, you know, I'll think back on the things I did and was like, you know, wow, I did a lot of stuff. You know, or even like I crossed some things off my bucket list. You know, some things that I just took the chance and did. So, yeah, I feel like when I'm manic, I'm actually living a lot in a good amount of ways. Because, you know, risky and all that stuff, that's part of life. And so, our risky behaviors and all that stuff is a part of life. And, you know, if you can walk out of it, then you got yourself a good fucking story. Alright, so that's 6 things I love about Mania. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a like, you can subscribe. I'll be making videos every other day, or trying to. So, and if you haven't already, check out the 6 things I hate about Mania. I'm going to put a link down below so you can check that out too. Alright guys, that's it. So, just remember, whatever you do, don't kill yourself. Alright, bipolar dude out.